Hello, everybody, and welcome to another War of the Spark draft here on the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to get updates whenever I post new content. It really does help me out a ton, and I truly appreciate each and every person that contributes to helping the channel grow and thrive. So thank you for that. Also, if you have any questions at all or comments about the video, be sure to leave those in the comment section down below. I love interacting with all of you, answering your questions and things like that. So thanks to everyone who contributes in that way. And finally, I do want to give a big thank you to JC Bellerin, my first patron over on my Patreon. He has joined at the Augur of Bolas level, so thank you so much, JC Bellerin. I really appreciate your support. If you want to support me on Patreon, you can find a link to that in the description down below. But without further ado, let's dive into the draft. We are going to be trying something a little bit differently today. If I can, I'm going to be trying to play a red-based aggressive deck and seeing if the Sarkhan's Catharsis is actually a legit card, as I suspected it might be earlier on. I did draft a hyper-aggressive deck that involved Sarkhan's Catharsis early in the format, and I wanted to check back on that if I can. And looks like our first pick is going to be an Angrath, so that's going to help us check back in on that Sarkhan's Catharsis strategy, because you tend to see those very late. I do want to say, go over the pack though. Silent Submersible is a fine card. It's more playable than it looks. Vehicles are just generally pretty good in Limited, and this one has a nice ability, so your opponent kind of has to leave back blockers, because then if you kill their blocker and cannot get in with a hit with this, it's kind of scary. So this card is fine. It's not a high priority, but it's definitely a playable card, and you should be taking this and putting it in your decks. In the uncommons, Mowu can be good in the right deck, but I have not found that deck to come up all that often. A lot of the time, it'll just be a 4-mana 3/3 Trample Vigilance, or you'll have to put like a bad card in your deck to facilitate this. But if you can have a good deck for it, Mowu can be a complete beating. Angrath is going to be the pick out of this pack. It is an incredible uncommon. The fact that it's hybrid mana means that it's going to go into almost every deck that you end up drafting, because you can just bias yourselves slightly towards black or red. And it just... giving all of your creatures menace is exactly what you want to be doing when you're trying to hit planeswalkers. The amass 2 ability is also quite nice, so Angrath is overall just a very strong uncommon and is going to be the pick in this pack. If I had to take one of the commons, I would start off with a Callous Dismissal over a Spellgorger Weird. I think these are the best 2 commons in the pack by a pretty wide margin. Sorin's Thirst is just not particularly great. Like, you'll sometimes play it, but overall, a lot of the time, it is not going to be effective. Double black is hard to cast, and 2 damage doesn't kill a lot of relevant threats in the format. But yeah, Callous Dismissal is very good. It just stalls the game, gets you a little bit of a board presence, and it's a spell for the blue-red spells deck. And then Spellgorger Weird, there's just a ton of non-creature spells running around in this format, and Spellgorger Weird can get massive in most decks it goes in. But here, pretty easy Angrath. It also works with the Sarkhan's Catharsis plan that we may be trying to get. Okie doke. Next up, we have a stacked pack. Jeez. So the rare is missing from this pack, so I can only assume that they took a bomb, because this pack has some great cards. Challenger Troll immediately jumps to mind. Eternal Taskmaster is a pretty good uncommon. For some reason, I thought of Augur of Bolas as a great card, even though it's not that great. I guess this pack isn't as stacked as I thought it was. I saw the pack, and I saw Challenger Troll and Augur of Bolas, and for some reason, Augur of Bolas registered as like some fantastic bomb, and it really isn't that great in Limited. It's like fine if you have enough instants and sorceries to consistently draw like half of a card, because then you're going to get enough value on average for it to be worth it. Also, it's the name of my Patreon status because it has Bolas in the name, so I kind of like that. But not going to be the pick here, even though we are going to be trying to take Sarkhan's Catharsis and stuff like that. Challenger Troll is just a fantastic uncommon. It works really well with Menace, because then it can't be blocked at all. I think that's how that interaction works. Can't be blocked by more than one creature. It has to be blocked by 2 creatures. I think that just makes it unblockable, which is kind of a sick combo, and something that would be really cool if we facilitated it. So Challenger Troll is going to be the pick here. It's just better than Eternal Taskmaster, even though 2 mana 2/3 is a nice body and is in a similar color to Angrath. Challenger Troll 5 mana 6/5 is very difficult to like block. Is just very good. The commons are not spectacular in this pack. Like Chandra's Pyrohelix is probably the best common, and Spark Reaper, Snare Spinner, Thunder Drake, and Honor the Godfarer are all pretty decent. Maybe Honor the Godfarer is a little bit better than Pyro. I'm not even sure, but the commons are just not spectacular in this pack, so Challenger Troll is a pretty easy pick, and I kind of want to see how that interaction works now. And now we have another quite simple pick. Pack 1, pick 1. This would also be easy, but here we're going to take the Paradise Druid over the Rouse Outburst. Rouse Outburst is a stronger card, I think, than Paradise Druid in draft, because it's like a removal spell that is very flexible that can also draw you a card. But we already have a green card. We have a card that's good to ramp out. I mean, 2 cards that are good to ramp out. We can also be very flexible now and take cards that are splash. Angrath could be a black card, so we could play black, green, splash everything, which is a legitimate archetype in this format. And Paradise Druid is a key card in that. And overall, it's just going to be the reason that we take Paradise Druid. I'm sorry for not hovering over the cards while I talk about them. Well, why we take Paradise Druid over the Rouse Outburst. So Paradise Druid is definitely going to be the pick here. The Wanderer is also a fine card, but not a card that I take all that early because I try to avoid white decks when I can, because white is... it's got fine cards in it, but a lot of them are more aggressively tilted, and you don't really want to be as aggressive in this format necessarily, because a lot of the aggression just gets shut down pretty easily. Though you can still play aggressive decks, and we are kind of trying to play an aggressive deck with Sarkhan's Catharsis if we can see it. But just going to take the Paradise Druid here over Rouse Outburst. Probably would be my next pick, just because Rouse Outburst can combine with the Angrath, and then Chanter's Fire Helix comes in third, and then Gateway Plaza probably. But I'm pretty happy with where this draft is right now. And not much in this pack. This pack is quite mediocre. Pridemate's not like a spectacular card in this format. Just doesn't really have enough life gain for it to be insane. It like will usually find a place in your deck because you'll have like 1 or 2 ways to gain life, but it's not like some bomb uncommon that it is in other formats when it is there, because there's more of a life gain theme. I actually do like Enforcer Griffin a decent amount. 3/4 flyer is just very big in the format, and so it can get in for a decent amount of damage, but there is a lot of removal, so it doesn't do all that much work. I think the best common in this pack is Callous Dismissal. Contentious Plan really needs the right home for it to be good. Like my last deck I had, Contentious Plan was unbelievable, but that was because I had like 6 great Planeswalkers and things like that, so, and a lot of amass. But Callous Dismissal is probably going to be the pick out of this pack. It doesn't go perfectly with my other cards, but I could still move into blue-green. I could even play red-blue or red or black-blue, or yeah, a lot of different combinations. It's very early on, and none of there's not a green, red, or black card that I want to take out of this pack, so I think Callous Dismissal is just going to be the pick, even over a Mana Geode. Mana Geode is not the type of fixing you want. You'd rather have New Horizons and pretty much like creatures like Paradise Druid and things like that. But we'll just take the Callous Dismissal, see where it leads us. And it leads us towards a Jace's Triumph, potentially. Jace's Triumph is a nice draw spell. It's just Divination, but Divination is pretty solid in this format. Ooh, there's a little... I didn't even notice the background picture for some reason in this art. That's kind of cool artwork. But Jace's Triumph is pretty nice. Band Together is okay, and that could shift us back towards green. And it might even be correct to take it because we want to like solidify ourselves into green early on. There's also a Burning Prophet, which I do like quite a bit. So maybe we don't want to just take a draw to, and we'd rather just take a Band Together and keep ourselves in green. It does work with our kind of like big creatures theme. You know, I've convinced myself Band Together is going to be my pick out of this pack. I do want to say Nissa's Triumph is not super great. Once you already have 2 forests in play, you generally don't need all that many more lands, and getting double green can be hard. Getting double of any color on turn 2 can be difficult. And then Burning Prophet is a very, very solid card. Rock solid. I'm very happy to put these in my deck, but I'm not going to take it over a Band Together, which is a nice removal spell. Whew, dang. Narset. Narset has been good for me in the past, but it doesn't fit into every deck. Just looking at this, we already have 3 non-creatures if we want to go into blue instead of black-red. Other than that, there's a Honor the God Pharaoh, so not really a ton else. I guess Pollen Bright Druid can do some work, but I generally am not like prioritizing Pollen Bright Druid all that much, because a lot of the time it's just a 2-mana 2/2, and that's not a super spectacular card. I think Narset is going to be the pick out of this pack. I haven't really seen a ton of black or red cards to go with this Angrath, and even though I wanted to go for a Sarkhan's Catharsis burn deck potentially, we can just take the Narset and then see what happens from there. Narset's just pretty good in the right deck, and I think we can end up with the right deck fairly easily. After that, I think I would take the Honor the God Pharaoh over the Pollen Bright Druid, and then I would just take the Pollen Bright Druid.
There are so many mysteries to uncover.
Okay, this pack, not spectacular. I mean, there's like a couple passable white cards. Rising Populace is okay. Tails Light Shield is okay. Casmina's Transmutation is like subpar, but you'll sometimes play it. And then there's like a couple red cards, but I don't think we're going to take any other red cards here. Dovin Zeta is probably the best card in the pack, but we're not going to play white at this point. But if we did, we would take one of these white cards, or I don't even know. We'll take the Casmina's Transmutation. If we end up light on playables, we might have to play it. And Totally Lost is a totally fine card in this format. I didn't actually think of that in advance. That just kind of popped out. I know. I'm pretty proud of that one. Also, Snare Spinner is pretty solid. We could just make sure we're sticking to green. Like, these white cards are just not spectacular. Makeshift Battalion's like a 3-mana 3/2, which just isn't fantastic. Turret Ogre and On-Crop Invader are like okay, but it doesn't look like black or red is open, so don't necessarily really want to take those cards. They're just very passable. Totally Lost is a card you want like 1 copy of. More than that, it gets very clunky, but the first copy is pretty nice, especially in blue-green where you might struggle to find interaction. But I do like taking 2 drops as well. I think we can get a Snare Spinner later, though. And I'm not like worried. Now the choice is between Spellkeeper Weird, Gateway Plaza, pretty much. I don't think we want to be taking a Primordial Worm here, which is very replacement level. And I think Gateway Plaza gives a nice little bit of flexibility, potentially, because we already have this Paradise Druid, so we could potentially try to splash something. And Spellkeeper Weird doesn't work as good in this color combination, because it's just not as, like, when you don't have, like, Aid the Fallen to get back, or you don't want to be playing, like, a more controlling game where the 1/4 body means a lot less a lot of the time in this type of strategy. So I think we're just going to take the Gateway Plaza and leave ourselves flexible. And now we'll take an Augur of Bolas. We have a decent number of instants. I guess we have 1, 2, 3 so far. And, I mean, if we can get up to 6 or 7, then that gives us enough to potentially get an extra card off of them. Our Boreal Grazer is not playable, so I guess we'll just take... I guess we're more likely to be black than we are to be red. So we'll just take that. Behemoth. And now I end up with a... Let's take Salmon Sprint. It works better with Augur of Bolas, and I don't think we're super likely to end up playing it either way. Okay, and oh my goodness, this pack is got a bomb in it. This card is excellent, this card is excellent, this card is excellent. We're definitely choosing between these 3 cards. They're all excellent. But yeah, geez. I think Enter the God Eternals is probably the pick. We already have a Gateway Plaza and a Paradise Druid. But I do want to say, of the commons, Spark Harvest would be my pick, followed by Tammy's Epiphany. No, Spark Harvest... Actually, I'm not black. Why am I saying Spark Harvest? I would actually take Band Together, followed by Tammy's Epiphany in this pack in the common slot. But in the uncommons, all 3 of these uncommons are better than like every single common. We are looking to play blue-green, so Merfolk Skydiver gets a lot better. Kasmina is just a very strong planeswalker. At this point, I think I would probably take... let's see how many counter matters cards I have. 1... Only 1. Yeah, I don't think we would take the Merfolk Skydiver here. Kasmina is interesting because it's in my main color, but I think Enter the God Eternals is just so powerful, especially when we have an Augur of Bolas and an Narset to help us find it more consistently. Having a sorcery be your bomb is just so powerful. So this card just kills a creature, gains you some, like, gives you some, like, graveyard if you have any graveyard synergies, and just, like, gains you some life. So this card is just excellent. Definitely going to be the pick out of it. I mean, I think it's close with this and Kasmina, because Kasmina is just a consistent powerhouse, but we're just going to take the Enter the God Eternals and then work to splash it. We already have a Gateway Plaza, and a Finale of Devastation will help us out as well. I'm not sure if I want to take this, though. Let me think about it. The thing is, in Limited, you generally don't have creatures that are as busted to go get. Extra less, so I can just put it onto the battlefield. It's like adds 2 to the cost of any of my creatures. So I could get a Challenger Troll. I could get a Paradise Druid to ramp for 4 mana. I could get an Augur Bolas. I don't really have a ton of creatures right now. What else is in this pack? Ashiok's like okay, but not excellent. Like I mostly just side him in. Rouse Outburst is actually quite nice. So maybe if I'm splashing a lot of things, I could splash Rouse Outburst as well. But I think I'm just going to take the Finale of Devastation and give it a shot. I haven't ever played with this card, but I think it has potential, especially because I have a couple of utility creatures to go get, and I have a Challenger Troll, which is a nice fatty to be able to get for 7 mana, and it can buy you back your creatures, and it's another powerful sorcery to get with the Augur Bolas. So all those factors mean I think I'm going to take the Finale. Also, splashing 2 colors could be a bit tricky in this deck because I don't have a ton of fixing right now. Like, looks like I'm just like a blue-green deck, and I have 1, 2 pieces of fixing, so I don't want to necessarily go all in on splashing multiple colors, even though most things fixing does fix for all colors. If I pick up like a Guild Globe, I don't want to have that stress of which color to use, so we're going to take the Finale of Devastation here. It's also just a sweet card. And now Leyline Prowler makes me maybe consider moving into a green-black base deck and then splashing these other cards. The problem is these cards aren't really great splashes, so I don't like to splash mana fixing. That's just like not a good strategy overall, because splashing mana fixing just doesn't accomplish anything. And I must say that black did not look open at all in pack 1, even if we are seeing like some good, like this pack has a lot of black cards. There was a we opened a decent black card, so I think we're just gonna take the Tammy's Epiphany here. It's more of a safe pick, but I think it's gonna be the more reliable pick overall, because we did get a very late Narset pack 1. Things like that might lead us towards a more powerful deck overall. In this pack, I mean, not a ton of blue and green cards. Contentious Plan has some potential. It's another card we can get with Augur. It works with the Narset, and it works with some of our like Amass cards. There's also an Erratic Visionary, a card that gets better when you have access to a lot of mana, though we don't really have access to a ton of mana yet. I think that Contentious Plan is just going to, on average, be better. We're not really we don't have the mana for the Narset. I mean the Nahiri. So let's just take the Contentious Plan and maybe get an Erratic Visionary later. Though, I guess the first Erratic Visionary is probably pretty good. I'm going to just take this card. it's got to be okay to have access to. It just gives you a late game mana sink and something to do early. And now we get another Callous Dismissal. Very happy to see this. I keep hyping the fact that Augur's getting more and more likely to be a draw card. A 2-mana 1/3 that draws you a spell is very good. And so if we can make that as good as possible, it's going to be a good card in our deck, which is nice. And Callous Dismissal is also a good card, so very happy to see that. Another Augur becomes very easy to pick up. Once you have 2, you can really start building around it. And we're going to Enter the God Eternals a lot in these games. I can already tell. That pick was just very simple, so I didn't talk about it a lot. And now we are left with a tricky pick. Because New Horizons can give us a nice little way to splash. It can ramp us a little for Finale and get Challenger roll out early. But there's also a No Escape, which is another card for NicolaiBolas, and No Escape can be okay as well. And so far we only have 2 ways to splash this Enter the God Eternals. Our mana costs are pretty straightforward for the most part. A lot of blue sources, not a ton of green sources, so we're not like struggling on that front, though the Finale does cost double green. I'm leaning towards taking the No Escape. We already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 things for the Augur Bowls. We only really want access to 1 No Escape. How many New Horizons would we play? We'd probably play 2 New Horizons. So let's just take the first New Horizons, because if we see a second one, we can still take it. And we are, never mind. I would say immediately rewarded, but Bloomhulk is just so much better that we're just going to take that. We would probably go Bloomhulk, and then it's closed between Grizzly and No Escape. I'd lean towards Grizzly maybe, but with the Augurs, No Escape gets more appealing. But Bloomhulk is just fantastic. It works with some of our Proliferate synergies, and it's just a big creature that works with the Challenger Troll passive. And overall, it's just a good card to have access to. So Bloomhulk is just a big body and one that we want. And now I guess we'll just take the Interplanar Beacon for splashing purposes if we do want to splash like a Planeswalker that we open. And a Crawl Stinger is a fine addition. We could take Forced Landing. Having access to Forced Landing would be good in a deck that has 2 Augurs to find it post-board. Let's think about that. I think we only want 1 Forced Landing, and I think we can get 1 in pack 3 potentially. But I don't want to count my creatures. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures right now. I think we just need some more creatures. 7, and we got a Forced Landing. Nice. We got 2 Forced Landings. That's really good. We're going to be able to draw all of our Forced Landings when we want them. And our Boreal Grazer. Flyers beware. Yes! Oh, we got a Planeswalker. Nice. On-color Planeswalker always feels good to open. We don't have a ton of hits for it. Like, we don't have as many creatures, but it's still going to be fantastic in our deck. It's hard to pressure. We have a lot of 1/3s to play on turn 2 to protect it. And, yeah, we have a decent number of creatures, so we'll find some creatures to hit with it. Bond of Insight is actually an interesting one because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we still have 7. A couple more in the sideboard, so probably not good enough in our deck yet, but maybe if it like wheeled, we'd play it. Neoform is an on-color card, but we're not going to be playing that. Getting a Bloomhulk into a Challenger Troll just isn't spectacular, even if it does come with an extra counter. I wouldn't mind playing Thunder Drake, but we're just going to take the Planeswalker on color. Like, Planeswalkers that have a plus ability in this format are just great. And this will draw me, like, at least 1 card consistently, and it'll be a spell, and it'll give all my stuff flash and make things hard for my opponent. So I'm just going to take the Vivian. Also, that artwork is fantastic. Not that that affects my decision at all. Now, we could consider taking Saheeli. How many non-creature spells? Before we were counting only instants and sorceries, but let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 non-creatures. I think that makes Narset probably worth it. Also further enhances the instants and sorceries theme. The Snare Spinner would be the pick out of this pack for me, I think, but it's just not a high priority for me, and having a Saheeli kind of gives me a nice little engine to work with. I think it goes Saheeli, then the Snare Spinner, and then maybe the Silverwing or Totally Lost. Maybe the Thundering Ceratok gets some consideration, but we're just going to take the Saheeli here. And oh my gosh, now this pick is really tricky. Swarm Eminence is incredible, but so is Evolution Sage. And Evolution Sage with Callous Dismissal, not with Planeswalkers, with New Horizons counters. Jeez. This is tricky. And we can fetch it with Finale. There's also a way to splash with Centaur, but that's not even close to my mind. Dang. Vraska is just incredible, though, too. Wow. This is so hard. So tricky. Evolution Sage is also a creature for Vivian. These are 2 of the best uncommons in the set. Pack 1, pick 1, I would definitely take Vraska because it fits in more color combinations. But now that I'm already a green deck, and I'm already going to have a decent number of ways to work this, And I can find it with Vivian and with my finale. Dang, I'm kind of like convincing myself that Evolution Sage is a pick. It's just my first instinct. But Vraska is just unbelievable. Like, this card is fantastic. It makes 2 1/1 Death Touchers. It just almost always gets you a 2-for-1. I'm going to go with my gut, folks. I'm going to take the Evolution Sage. I think it's correct. And now we can take an Arlen's Wolf. I like Arlen's Wolf a decent amount. There is a Firemind's Vessel to consider. That works with our Enter the God Eternals a little bit. Just helps us splash a tiny bit. But I don't think we want that type of effect. We're just going to take the Arlen's Wolf to have more creatures. I think it's better than the Crawl Stinger. Huh. Lazartep Plating is a nice option. It's another one that's good with Augur of Bolas. It can protect all of my stuff. It's kind of like a counterspell in many ways. We don't really want Courage in Crisis, I don't think. Even though it does work decently with the Evolution Sage. Yeah, we'll just take the Lazartep Plating. And now there's a No Escape. I like having access to one of these when you have Augur. Teferi's Time Twist would be interesting as well, but I think we'll probably get one of those on the wheel. I think I remember seeing one earlier. Storm of the Citadel, not really a card I'm looking for. I don't have enough creatures to support it, and I don't really like the 5-mana creature with an activated ability. It's just a little too clunky, but having an access to a No Escape is nice. And maybe a Dam Breaker wouldn't go amiss in this deck, just as another big way to end the game. I think we'll take the Dam Breaker here over a 3rd Force Landing. We don't need a 3rd Force Landing. The Silverwing is interesting, though, but we just kind of want a big fatty, I think. And, ooh, this is between Spellgorger, Weird, and Contentious Plan. Let's see what we shall see. How many instances we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7. We have 9 instants and sorceries. This would be our 10th one, which is just really good. I think we're just gonna take that. I guess we'll take Neoform, even though it's not gonna make the deck. Another Totally Lost or a Silverwing. How many 4-drops do we have? We have Tammy's Epiphany and Bloomhulk. We could probably afford another 4-drop. Also, flyers are a good way to win the game. You don't really want too many Totally Losts. Though it works with our Augur and our Saheeli. Let's just take the Totally Lost. Saheeli Silverwing's not spectacular. Now we'll get a Teferi's Time Twist. And I guess we'll get that guy. Okay, so now it's time for the deck building part. This is going to be a fantastic one to build for. Just so many cool things going on here. Augurs, Visionary. Okay. So I like this mana base, I think, actually. 2 swamps seems like fine for our 1 black card. That gives us 3 black sources and then 2 like optional ones, so we'll be able to cast it consistently and find it consistently. We have 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, so we do need to cut 3 cards. I could see Dam Breaker being a cut. Yeah, let's cut Dam Breaker. We have enough ways to proliferate and use our mana in the late game, I think. One of my 3-drops could be a cut for sure. Actually, I really like Dam Breaker in this deck. It's just giving me a big creature. I just need big creatures to win the game with. Teferi's Time Twist is probably too cute. It does let me reuse the Augur Bolas enter the battlefield. Protect my Evolution Sage, I guess. Yeah, let's just cut the Time Twist. Just a bit too cute. And 2 more cuts. I could see cutting Totally Lost. We'll cut one of those. And maybe Crawl Stinger. Yeah, Crawl Stinger seems like a fine cut. Maybe I'd rather cut an Erratic Visionary, though I do like having access to a 2-mana play to block for a turn 3 Planeswalker, so that's probably not correct. Yeah, let's do it like this. Do I want to cut 1 forest for 1 want to cut a forest for a island. I kind of want to. I have 2 double blue planeswalkers. Maybe I can afford to cut a swamp. I now have 4 sources. Yeah, let's do this. I only have 1 black card after all. So now I have 4 sources because I have the New Horizons, the Paradise Druid, the Swamp, and the Gateway Plaza. That's 4. That's fine. For 1 black card that I can't cast until turn 5. And I do have a lot of double blue cards to cast, so 8 islands seems correct. At least to me. Perfect. My audio's still working. And we're going to keep this hand on the draw. Against a white deck. We're probably going to lead with this Paradise Druid if we can hit a forest. Otherwise, we'll lead with the Erratic Visionary to help us dig to lands. Red-white aggro. Okay. Gonna get the Visionary into play. Hopefully we won't have to activate it next turn, but if we do, we'll be happy we played it. Oh dear. We'll take a hit here just to ensure that we can... Oh, never mind. We are dead. We need to hit a land there to have a chance. Now we're screwed. Yeah, opponent is just doing what aggressive decks do, and that's actually a cool combo. Crunch and Turd Ogre. Nice. Oh, man. Hey, another island. Hooray. Yeah, we don't have any blockers, really. I guess we'll give it a shot. So next turn we'll take 5, and then we'll have hopefully these 2 creatures in play. Well, that's... We were going to lose this game either way. Let's just concede. Yeah, we need to save our no escape for that one. Yikes. Rats. I am terrified right now. Yeah. What's my worst card? Maybe Visionary. Yeah, we'll just run it back. We just didn't draw any lands, so we don't really know how our deck plays out. My opponent has a great deck. Yeah, jeez. Why did we have to draw this? We're going to have to keep this hand, but thank goodness. That was like, oh man. Punished for the swamp. Okay, now we will Tammy's Epiphany. We do want our lands, and a bounce spell seems nice as well. All these cards actually seem decent for us. Let's draw the... two lands like this. Oh, right. I already made land to drop this turn. I guess we did that slightly out of order. But it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we can hold up our various instants in the next turn. We can play these two. I think we'll totally lost the Tomic, so that the opponent cannot attack. So the Crunch cannot attack, I mean. And now we will go land, Sahili, Callous Dismissal, the Turret Ogre. And then end the turn. If he goes land or catcher, we lose, but thank goodness. Vivian.
Beasts are much more reliable than humans. Let me show you what was lost.
Oh my goodness. We'll put the forest, I guess. There goes our best card. In any order. Why does it order it automatically? That's unfortunate. And next turn. Let's block all three on that guy. Oh, I blocked the wrong one. Whoops. I wanted to let this one take 4.
Not again.
Oh, I misclicked. I'm so sad. And I am sad. Well, that was bad. I thought I was paying attention to which one was which, but you know.
Genius is as genius does.
Yeah, that was bad. I wanted to get another draw out of that Vivian. Not the greatest moment of my career. No blocks.
I'm sorry, but I must tend to my creations.
Yeah, we punted that game pretty badly. Also, game 1 we didn't have a chance to win. And even this game we didn't draw the best. I mean, we drew Planeswalkers but whiffed on the Vivian. And let's just hope for the best. I mean, we're going to lose both our creatures probably. Oh no! Creatures lived. Huzzah. Grab to stay. Kiora's oh my gosh. Yeah, this was our best draw too. Well, that game is over. Why? That was brutal. That was brutal. Maybe it would have been better to go with the Skydiver or Casmina over the God Eternals. We'll keep this 7. This is actually a good hand. Like, geez. Usually losing round 1 is a bad sign for the success of the deck. Because you don't know the type of deck you'll play against. But that round 1 deck my opponent had was unreal. So. Let's see what we find. Dang. I think we have decent odds of hitting, but not guaranteed odds. So if my opponent plays a creature, then we can get this onto the God Eternals rolling. Yeah, let's go. Do I mill myself or my opponent? So they are playing black, so they might have ways to get stuff back from the graveyard, so I guess I'll just mill myself. And now we have Callous Dismissal to further enhance this guy. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. So we can... Oh, also we have Finale of Devastation, which doesn't really matter where the creature is. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, so we can get a 4-drop. So we could get a Bloom Hulk from the deck. I think we're going to wait a turn to get a Challenger Troll, which means we're just going to use our Callous Dismissal now. Or we can even get a Kiora's Dambreaker. No, we can't get that. We'll just get Challenger Troll. Another big creature. And he can't double block either of these while Challenger Troll is in play. Well, this game's over. So he has to chump, take 2. We'll play this thing and have Hexproof up. Boom. Got him. So it looks like he's got some bigger creatures, so we'll bring in our Crawl Stinger, which we might just should be main decking or something. We'll also bring in Totally Lost. He's got a bunch of big creatures. And we will cut a Lazartep Plating. And Contentious Plan. Contentious Plan probably should just not be in the deck. We're gonna cut Erratic Visionary too. I guess we'll just keep the Contentious Plan. But Erratic Visionary just seems bad. Probably just worse than Contentious Plan, if I'm being honest. I think I'm gonna redo the deck a little bit after this match. As long as I win. I'm confident in my odds of success. My deck is great. I just think Contentious Plan, the fact that you can hit it off an Augur of Bolas is a key factor. They put me on the play. This is a brave man keep. If we hit our 3rd land, we're going to win. I feel it. I feel it in my fingers. Heck yes. Heck yes. Let's get the beatdown rolling, and then we have a thing to put our counter on, which also makes it a thing with troll. It can't be blocked. Perfect. Let's put it on our swamp, I guess. A boom. Next turn we can play Enter the God Eternals on a bigger creature. Because I think every 4-drop dies to this. Let's just get this out as fast as possible. The faster you can get out such a high value play, the better. Okay, now we're gonna get Saheeli out. And then band together to kill his Skulker.
You've never seen anything like this.
And then our 1/1 can start copying our 4/3. I think it becomes a 3/2. I'm not 100% sure though. Jace's draft is not going to do what you want, bud. Watley.
We will write this story together in our strength.
Oh, we can actually have this thing copy this thing.
I like to think fast.
So now he has to block the token. That's great. So he traded his 2/2 for my 1/1 servo token. Hopefully this is game. You could still technically play massive creature. Yeah. Gain 6 more life. But he's still dead.
Your strength returns.
I'm just playing this because it's cool. I get to proliferate on 3 things. Like, he was dead before that happened, but now it's just even cooler. Boom! Hooray! We're going to change up this deck a little bit. Make it more streamlined. There's a lot of cards in here that I haven't played with before, so we're just going to make sure that they're all working smoothly. Okay, first off, this card is not good enough for limited. Contentious Plane probably is. Last plating is close. It's kind of like a counterspell. In replacement for that card, we will add a Crawl Stinger. Yep. What was the other card that I cut last game? I cut a Totally Lost for something. We do want to keep as many instants and sorcerers as we can. Both for Saheeli and for Augurs, which is kind of in contrast with our Vivian, but Vivian can function even if she whiffs. So, yeah. Maybe taking Vivian was a bit off theme and maybe a mistake, but I like it. We're going to keep this hand. It's got high potential. Narset can find a lot of our cards. Arlen's Wolf is pretty good. Maybe we should just run 18 lands. Not because we have like any ways to use them, but because we always I just have found it as a trend in MTG Arena games that you kind of get mana screwed a lot. I don't know. I don't think that's an accurate way to change your mana bases though. I just liked running 18 lands in Dominaria, I remember. In those draft queues. So I think that one uses a different shuffler than the normal games. Opponent's on a mold of 5. Hopefully we can get there even if we miss our third land for a little bit. Whew. We probably will Callous Dismissal something relatively insignificant in the early game. Yes. Just gonna get our Narset down as fast as possible.
The focus and to meditate.
Oh, Narset finds Vivian. Sweet. Besties for life. We can also Callous Dismissal our own Narset. I hope we hit a land, but we've already hit a bunch of stuff, so I'm not going to get too cocky. Let's minus this first, see what we hit.
Keep an open mind.
I'm actually kind of liking Finale of Devastation here, because then when we find a forest, we can get our Paradise Druid, reshuffle our stuff back in. Gonna play the Arlen's Wolf here. Yeah, Callous Dismissal, that's expected. Now our Callous Dismissal gets better on his guy though.
Such violence
Land me.
is upsetting.
Aw, man. Discarding the hand size is never where you want to be. We just need a forest, just a little one's enough. Rats. They might take Vivian because it looks like it would be really good in my deck, but it's actually not. Maybe they'll take Finale of Devastation, but they don't know what's in my deck. Tammy's Epiphany, that's a smart take as well. Land me. Gosh darn it. Oh, curses. All I want's a land. Oh, can I find a land? Ay, 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 ay. I want land. But you know, spells are good too. I love spells. Just give me what you think I want. Heck yeah. I'm in I get a forest, I get an extra mana, so I get even more mana. My opponent is also missing lands, which is hilarious. Who needs lands, I guess? This guy's unblockable. Can't be blocked. These are just always those weird games of Limited where nobody makes meaningful decisions. You just kind of play a card each turn. I guess I've had meaningful decisions every turn because I have to choose what I play. Spark Harvest on my 3/2. Nice! You have done your duty, Arlen's Wolf. Doo-doo-doo. Let's go with Vivian here and then just plus it on this thing. Because then it can trade with Shriek Diver. Also, Vivian's kind of scary. And it gives our other stuff flash. So that he gives us, let's start holding up our no escape.
The mysteries of life are endless.
Oh, let's go. Hey, yo, let's go. Da 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 da. Come on, let's get to. And if they attack the Vivian, like they kill this, attack the Vivian, we can just activate the Vivian one time to get a creature, probably, potentially. No, opponent hit land first. We were so far ahead on the land game. Too far ahead. Healy's Silverwing, so my opponent gets to know if I'm drawing a land, which is kind of funny. Yes! It's not the land I wanted, but it's the land that I got. I kind of want to play another one of my creatures so that I can give that one reach. Actually, I know what I'll do. Actually, no, that sounds horrible. Wow, there's my lands. Shoot. Any order. Why doesn't it let me choose?
Strike now! Strike hard!
Yeah, I played this turn horribly. I should have plus the Vivian on the 3/3 if I was going to attack like this. I think. I wasn't initially planning on playing Callous Dismissal, but I just want to use all my mana. And now I'm going to start minusing Vivian, I think. Craven Moorhead. What part of gameplay lets me put my... Just plays it again? Sure. Did he hit a land? Nope. Okay, there we go. That's minus.
For the fallen.
Jeez. We have not been good with these minuses. Then we'll put... attack. If he goes for some fancy double block with the Silver Wing, we will totally lost it. We're going to totally lost the Silver Wing either way before he draws, because we just wanted to keep playing the Silver Wing. Because it keeps some mana screwed, and overall it's really annoying to have to replay the same card over and over. I want to cast Finale of Devastation so that I can shuffle back in my God Pharaoh's thing, which is somewhere near the bottom. Though I guess, what have I used here? I've used 2 Narsets. Well, that's easy. Wow, he went face.
Wait,
Boom, that's what I'm
you
talking
think
about.
nature is kind?
Challenger Troll is in that. Oh, why did I cast that now? Whoops. Hey, put a little thing around this so you don't just play it and have it die. Relentless advance, okay. He's got to kill the Vivian, right? Oh, I can get my Reclamation Sage. Oh, I'm going to totally do that next turn, because this thing can't even trade with this then. Oh, that's going to be great. My opponent doesn't know I have it.
I'll be back, just like before.
Evolution Sage, whatever. That was worth it. And now we have New Horizons and a Band together. New Horizons make this into a lethal attacker. Band together, which will give us 4 lethal attackers, and Band together can kill one of his blockers. So he has to deploy 3 blockers here, or kill 2 of our threats. Actually, killing 2 of our threats doesn't do anything. This was such a wonky game. So he's got Davriel's Shadow Fugue, so we can play around that, but he also has Toll the Invasion and Relentless Advance. Bunch of weird spells. Just gonna cross our I's and dot our T's here. Don't want to lose to a random Soren's Thirst or something. We'll actually hold the swamp because we don't want him to know we have any black cards in our deck. Because he doesn't know about those. Even though it would technically put another count on this. Oh man, that's a weird matchup. That was bizarre. So we know he has a couple flyers, so Forced Landing gets way better. So we can just cut our worst cards, which are... Our opponent conceded the entire match. Our deck was too good. Oh, yes. Well, we are now up to 2 wins. This win will determine it all. Any changes? I kind of want to add another creature over the Lazotep Plating, not gonna lie. Lazotep Plating is just kind of low impact in a lot of scenarios. Like, especially when you hit it off an ArchetypeBolas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we'll just keep it at 10. Maybe we'd rather have something else other than Lazotep Plating. Actually, instead of Lazotep Plating, we better to have Teferi's Time Twist. I think it will be. Because Teferi's Time Twist is the similar spot, but it also puts a counter on our card, which is relevant, and gets free triggers ArchetypeBolas' enter the battlefield effect, which could be very relevant. So I think that's just going to be way better. Stretch. Stretching is key. Yoga. Actually, yeah, enjoy yoga when I do it, but I don't do it very often because I'm not as good at yoga. I do stretch though. Stretching is good. Is good. Good for the soul. Good for the soul. Play first. Yes! Yes! Oh, we're gonna do it! Oh, man. Paradise Druids, Healy, Enter the God Eternals. This is exactly how they drew it up. Green card into Izzet hybrid card into Dimir hybrid card. And our opponent's mulliganing. Oh, the sweet, sweet scent of victory. I don't think we're going to attack with this just because we really don't want it to die. Oh, no attack. Interesting. Oh my goodness. We're totally going to do it. It's going to be great. Well, first we're going to play the Enter the God Eternals, of course. But we can get Evolution Sage plus Saheeli rolling so that Saheeli's token can copy Evolution Sage. So good. And we have Contentious Plan. This is going to be a massacre. Oh my goodness. This might be the sweetest coming turn I've ever had. If he does use a pump spell to kill the Saheeli, then we can get more value out of our Enter the God Eternals this turn. Definitely no block. Okay, perfect. Oh my goodness. So our opponent spends their entire turn pumping up this thing. This, you were supposed to be this Colossus. This giant thing. And yet he gains. We're going to mill ourselves. I guess milling him has no problems with it. But it's just good to have information. Like, we now know that we are not going to draw Bloom Hulk or Callous Dismissal, and we like know where those cards are. Next turn is going to be unbelievable if we draw land. Evolution Sage, Contentious Plan, copied, land. And every time we do anything, this thing gets bigger. Oh, this is great. this. The contentious plan. Play a land. This one was in play before. Let's just attack for 6. And next turn we can copy Evolution Sage and really go off. I'm not sure how the copying works. I think it becomes... maybe it just dies. We'll test it out if we're about to win. Okay. Minus on this artifact and copy that.
For you all.
So we'll start with MTG, see what our options are. No options. Double trigger. This becomes a 9/9. Attack with them all. Red White just does not have a good way to deal with a 9/9. Boom! Let's go. We got the dub. The old victory. Okay, Red White definitely. I'm considering the Erratic Visionary, but it doesn't even seem that good. We know they have at least one flyer, so that could be good. Kind of want another Totally Lost, but we already have one Totally Lost and 2 Calluses, so let's just run it back! Ah! Also, Enter the God Eternals is just broken in this matchup, so having that on turn 4 was just gross. Especially because he spent his turn 3 just pumping up a 10th District Legionnaire that we were going to proliferate onto our Saheeli again anyway. Okay, there's a fine hand. Not the greatest, but it's fine. I think I'm going to hold him No Escape instead of playing the Narset immediately. And yet he gains. I don't know why. If you've ever seen The Princess Bride, there's just sometimes scenes from that stick with me. Like when Vizzini is talking and then they're climbing the rock face. That's the one I'm thinking of right now. He's like, "You were supposed to be this Colossus. This..." I forget the exact phrasing. It was like, "this unbelievable thing." And yet he gains because of course, Wesley is, the Man in Black is gaining on him so much when they're climbing up the hill. Wow, that is so aggressive. What is happening? He really wants to scry into a land, I guess. That makes me want to hold up this thing even more. Yeah, we can afford to take one per turn. We'll just hold up our counter. We'll just keep it up. We don't have anything really better to play. The Tammy's Epiphany, we have to discard a card. Narset isn't going to be that good here. Yeah, let's just counter it. Yeah, we don't want that right now. We would prefer more proactive things. Like an Arlen's Wolf. We're just going to cast the Epiphany, though. Bottom. I actually kind of want to set up this I would try to set up a neat combo where you like use AugureBolas with a guaranteed hit, like this. Because we would draw these two, then we draw Paradise Druid, then we can hit guaranteed hit. But we just want to hit land. So I think the only card we're going to keep is the Callous Dismissal. And this ordering seems fine. Because bounce spells are just good when your opponent's mana screwed, but we still just want to hit land, so. There's Turret Ogre, okay. Land me, perfect. This into Bloom Hulk. Seems like a good line, and the next turn we can play the Dam Breaker. And have this a 3/3 that can trade with the Turret Ogre. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-dun-dun-dun. I totally forgot that we won game 1. And I thought this was game 1 for some reason. Little does he know that I'm about to play an even bigger creature. Let's go. Oh, man. Can't even block it. And now Challenger Troll. I've got my 2 cool Planeswalkers. Vivian's like not good in my deck, I don't think. Even though I do have a bunch of creatures and giving them reach is still fine. I think it's like a fine card in my deck, but I forget what I took it over. I probably should have just taken whatever I was considering over. Though you never know. I could have ended up with a lot more creatures in my deck than I did. We're just gonna go with the Challenger Troll. And then next turn we can fetch up our Evolution Sage to make this a 4/4, so it can only be single blocked, which isn't all that relevant, but it is. Yeah. Yeah, Evolution Sage is just going to be good in this spot at some point. Or I could just play both my Planeswalkers, which is probably better. Vigilance and Reach. Yes. Chandra.
When people start screaming, I know I'm on track. What's that smell? Oh, it's you burning.
Let's just get the Narset going first. See what we find off of it.
Those who cannot see, I have just the trick
Ooh.
for this.
I think I like Contentious Plan here.
Wild animals I like. People, not so much. Starting over's the only way.
Only a mild 3 proliferating. All at face. Face is the place. Just a casual attack for 15.
Sit back and watch it burn.
I don't think Enforcer Griffin's gonna do it. Next turn I'm gonna go minus, Finale of Devastation for Evolution Sage. Swamp. Arlen's Wolf. Or whatever I got off these two. These two pranksters. Oh, we're not out of the woods yet, folks. There's a battle to be fought. But none of our creatures can be double locked, so that helps. Minus with. Minus.
Have you ever lost a home?
We'll do that one, so we'll shuffle the other one back in our deck. Evolution Sage. Land. So literally everything that we thought was going to happen ended up happening. Now my opponent can't even trade. They just have to jump 3 times, and then we'll play our Stinger. I don't think Vivian has hit a great creature a single time. Maybe once. Actually, Arlen's Wolf was so much better to play there. Wow. Because it's actually a lethal threat.
This is just gonna be bad for you.
That was really bad. Like, we would just have straight up lethal on board. But now we have to find something with one of these things.
With thoughtfulness before
Well, that was good
action.
enough. Championship punch. Good game, buddy. Boom! We got the win. That Vivian has been so useless. Oh my gosh. How many creatures do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No wonder she's bad. I built my deck bad for her. We're gonna cut her. What do I add, though? There's no way Naga Eternal's worth it. Lazada Plating's probably not worth it. Erratic Visionary is just bad. I'm just gonna run her. She has some upside, I guess. She can, like, try multiple times. 9 creatures is not unhittable. It's 3 cards out of, like, 30, and so, like, it's, like, decent odds. Hitting a creature sometimes. 9 out of 40. She'll hit a creature sometimes, and then it'll be good. She can give my stuff vigilance. We'll keep the 7. I just find it hard to believe that a Naga Eternal will be better. Definitely getting our ramp down first. Boom, let's go. Gosh darn it, we needed an island, not a forest. Too many forests makes the world a sad place. We're gonna cut Vivian Reed after this game. I just like having her in my deck because she's cute, like artwork style. It's also just a cool card to run. I don't know why I used the word cute to describe it. I just like the stained glass art style. It makes me feel like happy that I earned the stained glass art style. Give me an island. Boom. Let's go. Let's mill him. Get information about his deck. Because blue-white doesn't have ways to use the graveyard. Well, we got rid of a lot of his lands. So that's cool. We didn't get a ton of information at all. Actually, that was really bad. I forgot that this could tap for mana. I should have just cast the Dam Breaker that turn. Okay. Well, we're going to bounce that token probably. I mean, we do have a 5/6, but other than that, we're not looking like we're in great shape this game. We need to draw one of our planeswalkers. One has a lot of flyers. Yikes. And they have a looter in play, which kind of scares me. But if we do get to a late game and we have a ton of lands, then Finale of Devastation will just be lethal. Currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have, plus this land, we have 2 more lands remaining before it works out. Let's just attack. We're willing to trade this for this guy, I think. 3/4 flyer for ground creature to 5/6. Seems reasonable to me. Because we don't really have a good way to deal with the flyer. We'll definitely be bringing in our forced landings for this matchup. So now, because we know they have a bunch of big flyers. That was a heck of a draw. So we don't need this one either. Those other two are quite nice. These two will fight that guy. And then, depending on how these things progress, we might use Augur of Bolas to, we might use our Calluses Missile to bounce our own Augur of Bolas. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're 2 mana short of the kicked mode, which means we just have to find it. So, and we only have a 17 card deck, essentially. Okay, now we're going to bounce that one. Actually, we don't really want to bounce that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to chump, and then we're going to do the bounce our own Augur Bolas play and get another 1/1 to chump with. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They didn't mill, which means they have a good card in hand. Bouncing this just gives him another guy anyway. Nice. We're getting there. So now we're 1 land short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we need 1 land. We know we have 2 lands on the 3 lands on the bottom. 12, 13, 14. So we have 3 lands left in our deck. Hopefully this works out. We're just getting a ton of value off of our sweet augur plays. Plus a rampant growth, which also works. Yes! So what's in my graveyard? Do I choose library or graveyard? Oh, definitely library. Yes! Oh, it all worked out! Let's go! Do they gain trample? Oh, they don't gain trample? No! But he doesn't have enough blockers. Literally exact lethal with my 1/1. Boom! That was sick! Oh, I played that so well. Yes! Dang, that was so sweet. We cast the same augur like 6 times looking for it. We hit the land right on time. Yes! Oh man, that was so good. Boom! The victory. Oh my goodness, that was awesome. Get out of here, Vivian. You're not wanted. You're all that I need. You're all that I need. Finale of Devastation for 10. I mean, yeah, that was sick as heck. Yes. Woo! That was the sweetest play of the video. Oh man, because we were like playing for that out, and we like dug like 20 cards, we'd scryed a bunch, and then we like, I said it like early in the game too. I was like, you know, if we draw a couple lands, we could Finale of Devastation them. Boom! That was so cool. And we like chumped the Eternal Skylord, we bounced our own guy. Lots of cool plays there. That was a good game. I like those games because those are games that like I could see myself losing if I wasn't like as practiced or I didn't know my outs as well or something like that. But heck yes. Heck yes. Boom. Victory is sweet. Okay, this is a nice 7. We have our Forced Landing, or one of them. Augur of Bolas. I think we'll go Gateway Plaza on turn 2, though. We aren't in a rush for our Augur. Let's just Narset minus.
Mind and thought meditate and prepare.
And then they hit it for 1 and we minus again, so we get a nice little 2 for 1.
Breathless and ill-refined. Keep an open mind.
Nice. I'm gonna Augur first. Perfect. Forced Landing is great. Now we don't have any qualms about using it on his Thunder Drake. Next turn we can Tammy's Epiphany and Force Landing or something, or New Horizons Force Landing, or lots of options. And he looks like he has a lot of flyers in his deck, so this is good. So we have 8 cards in hand. This will bring us up to 9. Then we'll play this. Let's just play a land. And New Horizons are NicolaiBolas. And then hold up our No Escape and our Force Landing. There's no need to rush things. No attacks. We have 2 Force Landings. We'll just use one of those on his Thunder Drake here on end step. Let's just do it now, actually. Because this might make him play a flyer, and then we can Force Landing that one. That's the flyer he went with? Wow, we're going to make a lot of 1/1s this game. One hit our land drops. So let's stack them like this. And then next turn we can have a big Saheeli turn. Because we can go Saheeli, Force Landing, all of our stuff. We have 8 lands in play already for our, 8 mana sources. So we're only 4 mana away from our finale again. Maybe they'll have a no escape for this, but if they no escape this, then we have other options and stuff.
The world yields to art, not oppression.
No attacks. Something I could do is make a token by like totally losting his War Screecher and then using Finale of Devastation on my turn to get a copy of to get a Evolution Sage and then start going off kind of. But that could be a couple turns in the future as well. Let's just put that on top of this deck. It's not going to be a great top deck for him. Law Reinforcer, sure. Let's bounce the Law Rune Enforcer. And then Bloom Hulk. And then counter the Law Rune Enforcer on the way back down. Because we wanted to get this extra thing out. And we'll hit him for 4, why not?
I know how to stop you.
And we can surprise use this Ahili as another mana source because we can use it to copy this thing. So we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're only 2 mana off of that other thing. Of the finale for X equals 10, which is going to win us the game. Still don't want to draw lands though, we'll just wait to draw them naturally. Ooh. Mill myself so he can't get more value out of the Spellkeeper. Weird. You got what I need. An opponent concedes. Didn't even need the Finale of Devastation for X equals 10 that game. We could have gone for a more value-oriented one, but there was no need, and because we always had stuff to be doing. Flux Channeler, nice. Whoa, we lost our first match, and now we've won 4 in a row. We're gonna cut Lucky Vivian for another totally lost. I think. It's not ideal to play 2, but it's a fine card to reveal. Like, the thing with revealing a Lazadep plating is then they know you have it, and then you can't get any value out of it whatsoever. And a lot of the time we're revealing our stuff. And I'd rather add an instant or sorcery than another just mediocre creature like Erratic Visionary. I wish Forest Landing was a main deckable card, then I would just main deck that. But there are some decks with no flyers at all, and that is bad to run then. If you play against green-red, you draw your Forest Landing, it's horrific. Okay, mulliganing. This hand is solid. Recoup some of the lost value from our... Ooh, we're definitely keeping that one on top. From our mulligan. Let's just get the Gateway Plaza down. Because now if we draw a 3-drop, we can just cast it. Come on, Bolas Augur. Whiff, whiff, and whiff. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. Does it say any order? Why doesn't it let me choose the order? Black, white. I don't play against that very often, I will say. Don't ask me why, it just doesn't happen. So we're really far behind this game. But that could be something. I don't think we can use Saheeli this game. Definitely don't want to land. these two is nice. It's a nice little combination. Because we can bounce and then counter on the way back down. Oh, yeah, we're going to do that with that guy, for sure.
Vampirism is a useful trait.
And then we'll just chump here, because then we can single block there with our augur in future turns. So this just reduces the clock that he has pretty significantly. Don't want that one, that's for sure.
I know 88 I have just the trick for this.
Ooh. That's a nice little piece of value. So we're going to get an extra activation out of this Narset. Ha! They don't draw a card. Nice.
So much commotion.
That's good value too.
Hone your prowess.
Totally lost. Play our land. End the turn. We'll let them draw their card and then we'll get the Saheeli Silverwing gone. They don't have a super high powered board. One creature should seal the deal. No. This is game, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not game. I have the God Eternal card that would get me out of it pretty easily. I put down a lot of cards that aren't that. Hopefully he doesn't hit me with the good game emote. Well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can get my troll, but that's not good enough. Gonna get it from the library so we have less odds of hitting it. And we lose. Well, that was our out, was to hit our gain 4 card, so I'm not sad that we went for it. Okay, against so many flyers. Force landing is great. And we can just cut our 2 worst cards. Definitely that second totally lost. And Crawl Stinger's bad against Ugin's Conjurer too. Let's cut those 2. Force landing is so good in our deck. So any matchup we can bring in our copies is just unreal. Play first. Keep. Let's just take the time twist. As it gets a little closer, we can dig with this guy. I don't know why I didn't attack there. No reason not to. We're going to do this on our main phase so we have it back by our turn. Give me a green. This is a moment when my splash color is really wrecking me. I've won some games off it, and now I'm about to lose off of it. Because if I had a green mana here, I could kill his Grateful Apparition.
Time for a drink.
Bottoming everything except the Enter the God Eternals. And we still whiffed on lands. Oh, sad day. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I just need land to win the game, kind of.
What a
Oh, that's only partly true. Oh my gosh. Mill myself. So this thing can get back nothing right now. We'll force landing his flyers if we draw another forest. We can actually force landing both of them. We'll start hitting this Sorin. You can't even get him back with his Sorin.
I abhor my need.
Give me a forest here, please, deck.
If it's a challenge you want, then a challenge you'll get.
So he can kill my Saheeli here. But we got a 1/1 out of it, and now he has to, and I saved some life in the process.
Do not mistake
The
grace
weak
for
feed
weakness.
the strong.
Learn from this.
Come on, Forest. I know you're in there. Wow, he has a lot of flyers. Jeez, Forest. Not a forest. Put that on top. Send them all at Sorin. All I need is a forest right now, and I'll win the game in a landslide. I think so. I hope it works out perfectly.
Vampirism is a useful trait.
Okay, that'll have to do. And now it's all about how much damage I can do and how quickly. He does have a lot of... He has me on a 3-turn clock here. This is so dumb. I honestly cannot believe that I can't just draw a forest to save my life here. I just lose. I don't have any reach creatures. I don't have any flyers of my own. I already used my Enter the God Eternals. Wow, that was so brutal. If I'd hit a second forest like 2 turns earlier, 1 turn earlier, like if I hit second forest that 1 big turn, or just any point in this game. Rats. Well, you know, islands are good too, in their own way. That was not your cue to give me more islands deck. Wow, we totally could have won that game too. We just drew all of our islands and none of our forests. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Well, we did win 4 in a row, but we could have won 5 in a row and gone the whole way. Rats. Well, anyway, that is going to do it for this draft video. If you made it all the way to the end, say hashtag Augur Devastation to represent that cool time when we use our NicolaiBolas to find that Finale of Devastation to win that crazy game. And also, if you made it to the end of the video, that means you are one of my most loyal viewers. And if you are looking for further ways to support the channel, you can find that over on Patreon. That is a way for viewers to give back to the content creators that bring a little value to their lives and that they otherwise can't really support just by watching their videos. So if you would like to give back to the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon channel, and there will be a link to that in the description down below, www.patreon.com/NicolaiBolas to find that. There are some cool rewards you can get as well for joining the Patreon. But anyway, that is going to do it. We will open some packs. We did go better than 50%, which is kind of neat, because that deck looked like kind of bad after the first game. Grateful Apparition, I hate you so much. That was so brutal. But, you know, such is life. Ooh, Time Wipe. I like Time Wipe. We are going to get a rare wild card, which is good. Last Zone, pretty good, pretty good. Nice, we're getting good cards this pack. Karn's Bastion. I've liked all of these rares. These rares have all been pretty neat. I like Karn's Bastion as a card. And yes, double wild card. Perfect way to end the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.